I believe I'm smart enough. I believe I'm worthy enough. I believe I can do this. I believe I deserve to do this. If all of the how-tos available isn't the real question for you, why am I not doing the things I know I need to do and should do? Are you upgrading your mindset every day on learning how to manage your emotions? Because being an entrepreneur is like a roller coaster, ups, downs, highs, lows, fear, doubt, uncertainty, panic, worry. Those are all circuits that are being triggered in your mind. Good morning, good afternoon, and evening. Are you ready to shatter limitations and remove the mindset obstacles that are holding you back? Now, answer this question. Is it true that all of the how to achieve the business success you want is readily available? And we're talking about shattering mindset limitations and mental obstacles. And yesterday I did a session on innercising, as many of you know. Today I'm talking about business success and growth. I don't know how many of you were on here yesterday. We did about an hour session yesterday. And let me just fix my screen there. So, as a small business owner, let me know what kind of business you have. All right, let me know what kind of business you have. I just finished doing a training for about 2,000 business owners. And, there were some very, very common things that business owners were dealing with. And here's a question I want to ask you as it relates to, the time that we're living in right now. Would you agree that it's the easiest time ever to find the answers to anything? It's the easiest time ever to find the answers to anything, right? We can Google it. We can go on Bing. We can go on Claude AI and use AI. We can go, to ChatGPT, and we can come up with an answer to anything to do with marketing or sales or management or finance or hiring, firing, technology. Well, there's even AI that can write code right now, right? So think about this. If it's never been easier to get the answers you need to solve a problem or, to know how to plan to achieve something, why do so many business owners struggle? Like, why do so many business owners struggle? We did a little survey, a few days ago. And what do you think the number one reason is that most business owners struggle? What do you think the number one reason is that most business owners struggle? Anybody guess? We surveyed 2,000 business owners. What do you think the number one reason is that most big business owners said they struggled? Let me know in the chat. Communicate with me so I know. Self-doubt, Joe, his mind, implementation, marketing. Okay, great. Lack of money. All right, so mindset. Interesting, right? Let me show you all something right over here. And you see my screen there? There's the survey that we did. All right. The number one thing, 30% of small business owners, had success blockers was around their mindset. Number two was lack of marketing skills. Number three was lack of clarity. 9% was lack of money. And then 14% were other things other than those things, right? So the number one issue was mindset. Now here's my a real question, right? When we talk about mindset, right? Obviously, many of you know this is my area of specialty, and this is why I actually got into, mastering hopefully my mindset, but then teaching other people how to master their mindset, right? If mindset is the number one, cause of small business owners either failures or their limited growth or getting out of business, doesn't it make sense to really dive deeper into mindset? Like, what is mindset? If you follow Carol Dweck, who wrote a book called Mindset, she said that, mindset can be divided into two categories: growth mindset or a closed mindset, right? Open mindset, growth mindset, or fixed. It's growth or fixed. Now, I would imagine if you have a business, you think that you have a growth mindset, right? You read, you learn, you attend sessions like this, right? But what does growth mindset have to do with all of the subconscious conditioning that causes most of the behavior? And the answer is people who have a growth mindset are willing to shift and adapt and change. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. And let me ask you a question. Forget about upgrading your knowledge and skills around business, right? How much time do you invest a day on upgrading your mindset? Hey, Charles, how many minutes or hours or, do you spend a day upgrading your mindset, right? Innovating, reshaping, rescripting your beliefs. Most people don't invest much time, right, on what I call is the Innercise. And yesterday I did an hour session based on my #1 Amazon best-selling book, Innercise, which is up there on my wall, right? And so I want to give you a couple things to think about, right? Every day, 2 hours, BKMZ, awesome, awesome, awesome. So if it's true that mindset is what separates the best from the rest, then just like a professional athlete or a very competitive athlete or a very competitive chess player or a very competitive Rubik's Cube player or a very competitive spelling bee person would practice every day, doesn't it make sense to start implementing a mindset strategy for upgrading it, right? What I want to make you aware of is this. There are two different types of beliefs. Does anybody know what the two different types of beliefs are? And I think you would agree that if I said to you, do you think it's important, to have the right beliefs if you're going to be a successful small business owner? Do you think it's important to have the right beliefs? I think everybody would agree that, of course, it's important to have the right beliefs. But are you aware that there's two different types of beliefs? I don't mean a belief like, I'm good enough versus a belief I'm not good enough. There are two different types of beliefs. One of them is called a declarative belief. A declarative belief is a belief, something that I can say, I can declare it. I believe I'm smart enough. I believe I'm worthy enough. I believe I can do this. I believe I deserve to do this. That's a belief that I can declare, okay? But there's something more important than that that nobody talks about. Can anybody guess what that is? Can anybody guess what that is? Nobody talks about this, and yet it's the thing that drives, 95% of all of your behaviors and thoughts and emotions. It's called a non-declarative belief. N-O-N, non-declarative belief. So here's what you all know, okay? You all know that you have a conscious mind, right? And you're aware, of what you say sometimes. You know that you can use your imagination deliberately. You can say, I want this, I don't want that. I'm going to join, John's, session today on Facebook and Instagram, or I'm going to go and, make myself a smoothie. You can have a choice, right? And that's what makes us different from a horse or a pig, right? We have choice, dominion over. But the non-declarative belief is this. It's all of your subconscious hidden beliefs. Your subconscious hidden beliefs don't operate the same way as your declarative beliefs, what you say. So here is a question for you. If you're non-declarative, the beliefs beneath the surface really drive what you do, what you think, what you see. What do you think happens when there's a declarative belief that I need to do this, I want to do this, I can do this, but there's a non-declarative belief that I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I don't deserve this. I don't yet have the knowledge or the skills. What do you think happens when the declarative belief and the non-declarative subconscious belief clash? What do you think happens in the human brain? Is there harmony and coherence and flow? Or is there procrastination, self-sabotage, self-doubt, worry, stress, anxiety, and sometimes even panic? I can't tell you enough times that most people are playing their small business, and please don't take this the wrong way, on the surface, right? They're on the surface playing. It's like, it's like the person who has a watch and all they, focus on is, what time it is. But then something happens to the watch and they don't think that something on the inside, one of the things happening within the watch may be off. If the watch doesn't tell the right time, something with the mechanics of the watch must be off, right? Something with the mechanics of the watch must be off. If you've just joined us, we're talking about the number one issue that most small business owners, we just did a survey of 2,000 small business owners. Most of them were under $1 million in revenue. The number one issue they had was mindset, not money. Money was only 9%. Money or mindset was 30%. So if your non-declarative hidden beliefs hold you back, and it's causing chaos, confusion, it's causing doubt, fear, anxiety, stress, think about this. If you don't believe that you are worthy of achieving the success that you really want, that you can consciously choose, will you really take the action requested or required? The answer is no. You'll take one step forward and 2 steps back. What about if you have imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is somebody that achieves some success, but then doesn't feel they deserve it. And for the most part, it's because their childhood self-image is driving, the subconscious patterns of behavior and expectations. And so when we're talking about mindset, what if, like an athlete who wants to get better at her sport, or somebody who wants to get faster at typing, or somebody who wants to get, better at any skill, they have to practice a bit. How are you doing this every single day? Because as I mentioned when I started the session today, all of the information on how you can grow your business is readily available. So if all of the how-to is readily available on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, ChatGPT, Claude AI, Bing AI, if all of the how-to is available, isn't the real question for you, why am I not doing the things I know I need to do and should do? That's a really good question. Why do I not do the things that I know I need to do and should do to grow my business? Because in business, would you agree that regardless of your program, your product, or by the way, let me know in the chat. What kind of business do you have? And if you don't have a business, what kind of business would you like to have? Like, what kind of business do you have? Right? What kind of business? Right? What kind of business do you have? Let me know. We're talking about business growth for small business owners right now. We're talking about the fact that mindset is really what's holding people back. The survey that we did with 2,000 small business owners that paid to have me train them on business growth, 30%, had an issue with mindset. 24% was lack of marketing skills. 23% had a lack of clarity. 9% only was lack of money. Right? So if mindset is what's going to help you, right? Cosmetic distribution, I love it. Private chauffeur, love that. Therapies and lectures, networking, speech therapy, love that. I am an employee. Awesome. What kind of business do you have? hyperlocal resource website community for families, ed tech, MLM, awesome, right? So think about this, right? So think about this. Would you agree that the number one thing, regardless if you have a business, regardless of your program, product, or service, the number one thing that you have to master is your mindset? The number two thing that you have to get better at, tell me if you agree, is how do you get consistent leads or prospects to at least look at your website, look at your program, product, or service, talk to you? Right? Would you agree that you have to get leads? And then would you agree that the second thing that you've got to do after you get leads is you've got to take all of the leads and then qualify to see who is interested, okay, in this? And Sam, no, it's not pre-recorded, it's live. Who is interested, okay, in talking further, looking further? And then once you find people that are interested, then you have to have offers, all right, that people want to trade their money for your program, product, or service. So number one's mindset. Number two is I have to generate leads consistently. I have to qualify them. And then, I have to have offers that people want to buy from me. Does that make sense? So here is my question for all of you small business owners. Are you investing time every day on upgrading your belief system? Are you developing time every day on upgrading your self-image, self-worth, and self-esteem? Those are neuro muscles. Are you upgrading your mindset every day on learning how to manage your emotions? Because being an entrepreneur is like a roller coaster, ups, downs, highs, lows, fear, doubt, uncertainty, panic, worry. Those are all circuits that are being triggered in your mind. And then number four, all right? Number four, right, is the people that don't invest with you on the front end. Once you've gone through the sequence, you have to nurture them on an ongoing basis, right? Sensei Miwako, I'm so happy that you're here also. Congratulations, right? So I want you to think about, we have muscles that we can strengthen with exercise, but you can do daily inner sizes. Okay, you can use affirmations, you can use visualization, you can use mindfulness, you could use mental contrasting, you can use a daily priming, you can use cognitive behavior therapy, you can use a variety of different tools to strengthen your mindset. Now, I want to ask you a question. What is a belief in the brain? What is a belief in the brain? Like, can you say my belief around money is here? Or can you say my belief around my identity and character is over here, right? Where is a belief? Like, where is a belief? And is it possible that every one of us has set points like a thermostat? Do any of you know what a cybernetic mechanism is? Do you know what a cybernetic mechanism is? Does anybody know what a cybernetic mechanism is? Hey, Durand. Strong neural pathway, that's a belief. Steph Erucci, hello, Brazil there, right? A cybernetic mechanism in this, like right now I'm standing in my home studio and office. And I live in San Diego and it's pretty warm today. And the thermostat just over there is set at around 68 degrees. Now, let's say I opened up the window and hot air came in. What would happen? Wouldn't the thermostat realize that hot air came into the room? Wouldn't it send a signal when it realized there was a deviation from the setting of 68 degrees? And wouldn't it turn on the air conditioning like an autopilot? Thank you, Durand, you are correct. Right? So think about this. Our brain has what's known as a psycho-cybernetic mechanism, right? Psycho, right? Brain or mind. And so we have settings. Do you know you have a weight or a fat setting in your brain? How much fat you have on your body, how much you weigh? Do you know that you have an income or financial setting in your brain? Do you know that your business success, you have a setting based on what you have consistently produced as a result and what effects you've created? So think about this. What are you doing daily, okay, to recalibrate and reset your financial thermostat, your business thermostat? Your psycho-cybernetic mechanism is a control and response mechanism that happens in machines like a thermostat, guidance missile systems, but you also find it in autopilots, okay, in a car or in an airplane or a boat, where the pilot will put in the coordinate of where it wants to go, and the plane just goes on autopilot to reach there. So one of the things that you have to start doing is you have to recalibrate, reset, okay, the subconscious, the non-declarative beliefs with the settings in order to be able to rise up to the new level of success that you want without self-sabotage and procrastination. To do that, we innercise, right? And that's what I did yesterday in the hour session I did. And today we're talking about, the business growth, right? The mindset side, shattering limitations and obstacles. Would you agree that all of your limitations are nothing more than patterns in your brain? Wouldn't you agree that those formulate your comfort zone? Wouldn't you agree that all of the obstacles that really exist are in your mind because there's a solution for just about every obstacle? So that is really the biggest lesson for today's session is we have to deliberately and daily strengthen those neuromuscles as we upgrade the knowledge and skills to achieve the success that we want. And in business, yes, you have to have the right mindset, but you also have to have the right skill set. What do I do every day, every week, every month? How do I generate, a flood of leads? How do I qualify those people to see if anybody's interested in what I have to offer? How do I create offers, that makes them want to work with us? Hey, this is John, and if you liked that video, watch the next video because it is packed with things that you can do right now to achieve success way faster than ever before.